Adrian, thank you. Good evening, everybody. A lovely sultry night in the Eternal City and genuine anticipation in the air. History and tradition everywhere as you walk across the River Tiber to the Olimpico itself, and now it's floodlit, bowl-shaped, a big gap between the blue seats and the pitch itself where the famous running track once was. Huge flags of every competing nation draped from up above, 16,000 passionate supporters, a unique starting venue for a tournament that, as we all know, should have begun a year ago. 11 cities across Europe, 51 matches over 31 days, and finally the waiting is over. We start with this most intriguing of opening matches, a rejuvenated Italy reborn under Roberto Mancini, unbeaten since September 2018, against a Turkey side that arguably ranks as their best since they reached the semis at the World Cup in 2002. It's the first game of the tournament, it's the first game in Group A. Former England striker Dean Ashton, something special lies ahead, you feel?
Special tournaments bring out the best in special players. What a moment for these players to give their nation something to shout about, something to be happy about, something to hug each other about. I can't wait. I hope the game lives up to the build-up.
The extraordinary spectacle continues because the match ball, and we saw this yesterday, the dress rehearsal, when we came to the Stadio Olimpico for our pre-tournament run here at Talk Sports. The match ball is being delivered by remote control car from the near side end of the field as we look at it, between the two dugouts that are decked out in a turquoise blue, Turkey to the left, Italy to the right, and the match ball has been driven onto the pitch, and in just a few moments it will be Turkey, all in red, 2,000 supporters from Turkey, loud and proud in the northeast corner of the arena, who will get us underway, and indeed they do. From left to right, the game begins, Euro 2020 begins, the road to Wembley begins, and the summer of football is finally underway across the TalkSport network, and it all starts here on TalkSport. Italy, all in white tonight, playing from right to left. I'll give you the two teams. Turkey, Çakır in goal, Çelik, Demiral, Soyuncu and Meraş the back four. Yakuşlu holding, Karaman, Tufan, Yazici and Çalhanoğlu behind Yilmaz up front. Italy with Chiellini on the ball now, clipping it high down the left-hand side, up towards Insigne. Cut out by Demiral, out of play for an Italy throw. They have Donnarumma in goal, Florenzi, Chiellini, Bonucci and Spinazzola, Jorginho, Locatelli and Barella, Berardi and Insigne either side of Immobile up front. Italy, of course, 27 games unbeaten coming into the tournament. Dark skies now overhead, a minute gone, and it's Turkey 0, Italy 0, live on Talk Sport.
Well, the Azzurri in front of their own supporters, will they push or will they sit and contain Turkey, who've got some wonderful players? Çalhanoğlu especially super talented, will drift off that left hand side. Yilmaz has shown in Liga what a special player he is for Turkey, and he'll want to test Chiellini, Bonucci. Yes, they're big names, but they haven't had an unbelievable season, and with age not on their side, can they be tested?
We are sat high at the back of the main stand, to the left of the halfway line, a long way from the field of play, probably 50-60 feet. We're surrounded by colleagues from radio and television. We've got Perspex guards in front of us, all part of the COVID-19 protocol here in Rome, and Italy in possession with no chances in the very early stages. We've had 2 minutes, it's 0-0, and Leonardo Bonucci at the heart of defence for Italy finds Florenzi, high ball down the right hand side. Berardi will hair after it, plays it in low towards the near post, and the effort is turned into the side netting by the on-rushing Barella, and it's out of play for a goal kick away to the left-hand side. It's still Turkey 0, Italy 0.
Yeah, kept it in brilliantly on that far side. Almost took his shins out on the boards behind as he slid and kept that ball in. It was such a narrow angle though. You're right, from Berardi, that he couldn't really score from that point unless he got a lot of luck, and in the end into the side netting. But that's the first sight the Italians have had.
That's the former England striker Dean Ashton alongside myself, Joe Shannon, live at the Stadio Olimpico on TalkSport. TalkSport is the only British broadcaster in the stadium tonight, the opening game of Euro 2020, and it's Turkey 0, Italy 0 if you're just joining us, with 3 minutes played. I can see the Italy boss, Roberto Mancini, looking smart and suave as ever. Long dark hair, a grey jacket on, black trousers, hands on hips, just to the right of the halfway line, and his counterpart Şenol Güneş, the Turkey head coach, who is back in charge for a second spell, having rejoined in 2019. He was the hero who led Turkey to the last four of the World Cup in 2002, and he is on the edge of his technical area as well. As Turkey clear, long downfield through Soyuncu, and he slices the ball straight out of play, the Leicester City man, for an Italy throw on the near side of the field, just over halfway. The atmosphere, Dean, is absolutely electric. 16,000 in, they're spread all around the stadium with the dignitaries down below us in the main stand, but the fans are making all the noise. They've been making noise since the warm-up. It really is a ferocious atmosphere.
It's magnificent, and yes, the stadium has stood here for many, many years, but it's always had a fantastic atmosphere. When you consider the space between the stands and the pitch, you maybe think the sound would be lost. Well, it's not. It's acoustically brilliant, this stadium, and you can really notice just the percentage of fans that are in here.
And Italy and their supporters hoping that Berardi and Immobile and Insigne will be that potent front three that could potentially help fire them to a first European Championship title since 1968. A long way to go. 4.5 played in the opening game, and it's still 0-0.
Already, Joe, though, I just said to Adrian before the game about Jorginho and the influence that he has on this Italian side, and both Tufan and Yazici are taking it in turns to make sure that they're nice and close to him, both of them heads on a swivel, making sure one of us has got him.
Chiellini, the skipper, in possession for Italy, shy of the halfway line. Italy all in white, playing from right to left in the opening half towards the north end of the stadium, which is close to where the Turkey fans are housed. We haven't had a clear-cut opportunity just yet. Here's Florenzi on the halfway line, whipping it back towards Chiellini. Turns slowly to number 3, a veteran of 5 major tournaments, the Italy captain. And now Spinazzola on the near side, the left, the fullback, trying to rampage forward, but his pass infield intercepted by Celik, who gives it away for Turkey. Italy have it back midway inside opposition territory, and Italy, as you'd expect, enjoying the majority of the possession so far, as Insigne looks to float the ball down the middle. It's cut out by Merih Demiral, who lofts the ball high up towards the halfway line, away by Chiellini, and it's a throw to Turkey right on halfway, and right in between the two head coaches. It's still 0-0.
Well, Italy, I think, could maybe take advantage of the wide areas. Turkey, Çalhanoğlu will certainly come inside from that left-hand side, and Karaman likes to get forward, will like to get alongside Yilmaz. So Spinazzola and Florenzi, can they get forward? Can they take advantage of that narrowness in midfield for this Turkey side?
It's been another extraordinary day in this glorious city. Very high temperatures, searing heat earlier, and that's given way to the dark skies now overhead, and there's a little bit of a cool in the air, though temperatures still around 23, 24 degrees, and the game is very one-paced, slow-paced so far, as Chiellini drifts forward into opposition territory.
You did just look at my freshly shaved head when you said about the sun. Is it? It's caught me out, I'm not going to lie.
I've been applying Factor 50 all week so far. And we've not even got started. It's a great pleasure to be here for you, live on TalkSport. Italy in possession, just inside opposition territory. Barella with the bright green boots on, out to the far side now, and Florenzi back to Barella, up to the edge of the penalty area is Immobile. Immobile looks for Berardi inside the box, and out comes the goalkeeper, all in bright green with his short sleeves. Jakir spreads himself at the feet of the Italy forward, and he's able to claim the ball, and it's still goalless.
But that was beautiful. The interchanging of positions was magnificent there from the Italians. Berardi, Immobile, Barella, brilliant. Even Insigne will come really narrow. They did well in the end. Soyuncu spotted the dangerous run, the one run that was going to cut through them, and just managed to get his body in the way. And once he does that, he's a strong boy. He's not going to let Berardi through.
Çalhanoğlu from the centre circle for Turkey plays it forward towards Karaman. That could fall for Yilmaz on the edge of the penalty area. Chiellini with a thumping clearance high up into the dark night sky here in Rome. Florenzi will get to the loose ball, Willie, in the Italy right back position, all the way on that far side of the field, the east side of the stadium. And everywhere you look, there are decorations with things like UEFA Euro 2020 written on them. The flags of all of the competing nations are still suspended high above the east stand on the far side beneath those floodlights. It's the most remarkable spectacle. The same can't quite be said of the opening 8 minutes so far, but of course there's such a long way to go as Bonucci looks to rip a ball cross field from right to left towards the near side, the left wing. It's way over the head of Spinazzola and out of play for a Turkey throw-in.
And let's not forget, this will affect the players. It's such a huge game. The pressure is very, very different to playing for your club side, and it's going to take these players, it's going to take time to settle into the game. No one wants to make a mistake early on, so it doesn't surprise me that it's been very cagey.
What a sum we have coming up for you across the TalkSport network. Every match of UEFA Euro 2020 is live with us tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Wales against Switzerland live on TalkSport. Sunday, England-Croatia, among another raft of top matches, again live on TalkSport. 2 o'clock on Sunday for that. Monday, Scotland get their campaign underway against the Czech Republic. Again, it is live from Glasgow, right here on TalkSport. As Locatelli goes crossfield for Italy, out towards the far side. Berardi can't reach it. Good covering header from Umut Merash, the Turkey left back, and he guides the ball back into the gloves of the goalkeeper. Still 0-0 with 9 minutes played.
Well, basically Turkey is saying anyone else can have the ball except Jorginho, who just collects it nicely. Insigne then looking for a little Cruyff flick.
Insigne, diminutive, the number 10. He must be only 5'5". He's on the left-hand edge of the penalty area. Plenty forward in white for Italy. Little back heel from Insigne, but it's well intercepted by Demiral for Turkey. Demiral, who plays his football in Italy. There are a number of Serie A-based players in the Turkey squad. Demiral plays his club football for Juventus. He started all 10 of Turkey's qualifying matches, and they were very impressive in qualifying, particularly defensively. Turkey in the build-up to Euro 2020. They took 4 points off France in the 2 matches against them as well. But really, for runs of form at the moment, you can't beat Italy. Remember, they haven't lost since September of 2018. They are resurgent under Roberto Mancini.
Yeah, like I was just saying earlier, Turkey are basically saying Locatelli, not a problem. Barella, you have it. But Jorginho, he's almost got a red box around him of players. They're just not letting him get the ball to feet.
That's the voice of the former England striker Dean Ashton, who will be trying to find the best carbonara in Rome with me over the next 10 days, as well as sitting alongside me at a social distance in the commentary box. Adrian Durham and producer Sal Ahmad also along our row. We're just about in the front row of commentary seats, so a perfect position for you on TalkSport. Once again, Italy, all in white, allowed the Lions shared possession. Florenzi, midway inside opposition territory, far side of the field. He pops it back to Jorginho, a European club champion, of course, Jorginho with Chelsea. Flick forward by Berardi, up towards Immobile, well intercepted very calmly by Soyuncu. Long hair, of course, broad shoulders, barrel-chested, the Leicester defender. And now Celik in the right-back position for Turkey. Drives the ball high downfield. Yilmaz has peeled away. And Yilmaz has got it inside the 18-yard box. Yazici waiting in the middle. Cross floated in. Cleared away by Bonucci. And then that had to be a foul on Barella. Yes, it was by Çalhanoğlu. And it's a free kick to Italy, who, don't forget, have this supreme defensive record. It's a free kick to Italy on the edge of their own 18-yard box.
Well, I don't know why Chiellini is having words with Spinazzola, because that was the centre forward, and him and Bonucci have only got one player to mark. Now, Chiellini probably doesn't want to go out into that wide area 1v1, and therefore let Yilmaz run into that space. Spinazzola didn't spot it either.
And Immobile chasing a long ball high downfield, headed away by Demiral, and then the diminutive left back Merash will clip it clear, again high up into the air. No great distance on the clearance. The ball is picked up by Barella, but the referee, the Dutch referee, Danny Macaulay, had already spotted a foul out on that far side of the field, and it's a free kick to Turkey in the left back spot. By the way, VAR in use for the first time at the European Championship in this tournament, Euro 2020. Whether that's a good thing or not, I'll leave it for you to decide. And Karaman chesting the ball down with his back to goal, midway inside the Italy half, but Yilmaz is quickly surrounded by white shirts. Italy smuggle it clear up to the halfway line. You're listening to Talk Sport. 12 and a half minutes gone in the opening game of Euro 2020. Turkey 0, Italy 0. And let's get the thoughts of the former England striker Dean Ashton.
Well, it's ferocious in midfield. Anytime it goes in towards that middle part of the pitch, no one's got any time. You've got to have your wits about you because there's challenges flying in. No one wants to let the other side take control in the middle of the pitch.
Here is Merash out on the far side. Infield it goes to Çalhanoğlu, who officially started out on the left for Turkey but will roam infield and move himself behind the central striker Yilmaz, the shaven-headed Turkey centre forward, Turkey's second highest all-time goal scorer, Burak Yilmaz, and he was wearing that bright yellow captain's armband tonight. Forward by Jorginho for Italy. Now there's space for Barella to dart forward up into opposition territory. Berardi to the right hand side, corner of the penalty area, left-footed effort, takes a big deflection, loops up into the sky, and that will be easy for Çakır, the Turkey goalkeeper, to gather under no pressure whatsoever.
Well, you could feel that just give the crowd a lift. It's one of the first times that there's been a little bit of space in the middle of the pitch, and Barella was able to stride forward. He didn't really commit anyone, and when he played it to Berardi, all he was thinking was, I'm getting this on my left foot and I'm trying to curl it into the far corner. But he was closed down very, very quickly, and the shot, the sting taken out of it.
Italy have the ball deep inside opposition territory. Spinazzola wearing number 4, left wing position, looks up, dinks in the cross, headed away at the near post by Demiral. Out of play for an Italy throw. Very interesting, the build up to the tournament. Yesterday when we came to have a look at our commentary position, no great sense of atmosphere ahead of Euro 2020. We didn't see anybody in one of those famous blue Italy shirts, but today all of that has changed. The stadium was very busy. Even 2-3 hours before kick-off there were spectators chanting, and now 16,000 in, it feels like double that easily. Spinazzola, infield from the near side. Locatelli, who has come into this Italy team since the autumn, has actually conceded a free kick, but he's very highly thought of, Manuel Locatelli, a Sassuolo player and one of the standout performers in Serie A this season, his club finishing 8th in the Italian top flight, just behind Roma. And it's a free kick to Turkey just inside their own half. A lot of people fancy Turkey to be dark horses as the tournament goes on. They've never beaten Italy and they don't have a great record in the opening game of European Championships, but they're holding their own so far, Dean Ashton, through the first quarter of an hour at 0-0.
Yeah, very much so. Look comfortable, look like they're relishing the challenge of playing Italy in Rome, and both sides, it's too frantic at the moment to get any sort of pattern of play. It's just too frantic. Got to let the game settle. In the meantime, that's good from Italy.
Soyuncu conceding possession on the halfway line. Florenzi not very quick to take it up, shuffles the ball forward towards Berardi with the black boots, and now Barella drives it towards the centre, turned away by Yokushlu, the former West Bromwich Albion loanee. 0-0 the score on Talk Sport. Spinazzola down the left hand side. Berardi continued his run, crosses in, it's blocked by Demiral, who's already put in a couple of important interventions so far, the big strong Turkey centre half. Italy take the throw quickly, little flick by Insigne down the left hand channel. Spinazzola will chase, Karaman will hold the ball up for Turkey, deep inside his own half, the right winger. He'll clutch it clear, only as far as the white shirt of the tall Locatelli. Tall, leggy, rangy player with an excellent technical ability, great composure on the ball. Italy dominating possession as Roberto Mancini paces up and down in his technical area, his arms folded. There's a huge television camera suspended high above the field of play, which is swinging left and right as we look at it from our commentary position. But so far, neither goalkeeper has had a save to make in Euro 2020's opening game.
No, well, after when they lose the ball, obviously Turkey, because of the formation they're playing, the 4-1-4-1, it just becomes a 5, and they leave the centre forward. That's good from Spinazzola, though.
Darting down the left-hand side, trying to pull it back across. Was that handball against Celik? Loud appeals from the Italy supporters, particularly those on the near side, the Monte Mario side of the stadium in the lower tier, up on their feet straight away. Referee said no. Insigne, now 5 yards from the edge of the box, gets it back. Insigne right-footed, curls it just wide. And he probably should have done better by his very high standards. Lorenzo Insigne with a neat 1-2 with Berardi on the edge of the Turkey box, and Insigne, it was set up for a curler into the opposite corner, and he tried to do just that, but it was well wide, and it's a goal kick, and it's still Turkey 0, Italy 0.
And that's just him, isn't it, Insigne? bright as a button, into feet, flicks it round the corner nice and quickly for that 1-2, and all of a sudden a big gap opens up between Demiral and Šilek, and he just goes to open his body up and first time fire that in with a little bit of curl in towards that far post. The curl never materialised. In the end it knuckleballed its way 3 or 4 yards past the post, but that was a really, really good opportunity for Insigne.
Best chance of the game so far, and Lorenzo Insigne, who scored in Italy's final warm-up match against the Czech Republic, his first Italian goal since November 2019, might feel that he should have at least hit the target. Here is Chiellini just shy of the halfway line. Italy starting to really dominate the game now. The opening game, the first game in Group A, of course. Wales also in Group A, and they get their campaign underway against Switzerland tomorrow in Baku, live from the stadium on TalkSport. Barella down the right for Italy. Merash comes across and he clipped Barella. He got a foot to the ball, I think, on its way through. The assistant on that far side, a long way away from where we are. It just signals that it's an Italy throw and nothing more than that. It is level with the edge of the Turkey box. Florenzi from the dead ball line. Can he tease out a cross? He does! It's headed away by Yakusho at the near post. Comes back to Jorginho. Very calm presence on the ball. Jorginho sets up Berardi. Now Insigne. Insigne fleet-footed. Out to the near side in Spinazzola. Lots of red shirts back behind the ball for Turkey. 0-0 on TalkSport. Turkey will clear as a loose pass from Locatelli goes astray. Demiral hoists it up to the halfway line, but it keeps coming back. Italy dominant. Bonucci will strike one from distance, and Bonucci will send it miles wide from fully 40 yards.
Well, I think they'll cope fine if Turkey, when they win the ball back, are just going to lump it forwards. I think Chiellini and Bonucci are more than happy to battle aerially with Yilmaz. And Bonucci, once that header was won, strode forwards and thought, here it is, this can open up the tournament. And instead he got his body all wrong. He got too ahead of the ball, it was stuck under his feet, and it was a massive anticlimax.
Like most shots from centre halves from 40 yards are, Dean, I'm sure.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I'm sick of seeing it.
That's Dean Ashton, former England striker, played in the Premier League, of course, with West Ham and Norwich, alongside myself, Joe Shannon. A great privilege to be part of your TalkSport team here, live at the Stadio Olimpico. And Adrian Durham and Salam Ahmed, our on-site producer, just sat to the left of me. That extraordinary pre-match display. And now can the game start to live up to it, as Immobile tears forward up to the edge of the D, strikes it right-footed. Now was that handball against Soyuncu? And again the Dutch referee is unmoved. Surely VAR will check it, but once again 16,000 or so Italian supporters up on their feet in exasperation. Dean Ashton.
Yeah, it looks lovely from Immobile, just faked to shoot with the right foot, and then when he did strike it, Soyuncu, his hands were by his side. Defenders now, they're getting used to it. They're making sure that their hands are nice and close to their body, even when they're looking to block the ball. And his hand was right there, right next to his thigh. There's no way that could be given as a penalty. And the same with the earlier shout that actually came off Celik's backside.
Italy have won a corner, the first corner of the game so far. 21 minutes into the match, the first match of Euro 2020. Turkey 0, Italy 0, but the team unbeaten since September 2018 starting to find their feet. Two players out on the far side preparing to take it. Berardi and Insigne, the number 10 who raises one arm up into the air. Chiellini and Bonucci forward, of course, for Italy. Locatelli, Spinazzola, Immobile all lurking. Turkey have brought everybody back to defend this set piece. Away to the left-hand side as we look at it at the north end of the Stadio Olimpico. Insigne swings it in. Chiellini! Header tipped over the bar. Nearly a wonderful story in the Eternal City for Chiellini, the skipper, rising highest, and it's a super save from Çakır.
Çakır, what a save this is, because Chiellini sees it all the way, right onto the meat of the forehead, heading towards the top corner, dives, flicks it over the bar, brilliant.
Take two. Insigne once again, headed down by Bonucci, and flicked wide this time by Chiellini, but he was offside. And it's the Italy centre-halves who are proving the most potent threat so far. Still Turkey 0, Italy 0, but we're halfway through the first half, and the Azzurri are really starting to turn on the style, Dean Ashley.
They are, yeah. They're pinning Turkey back into their own half. They're starting to interchange positions, but that was a magnificent save as we saw the Italian bench almost break the hoardings when they jumped up. They thought it was in. I think we did. What a save from Çakır.
Absolutely. As the ball is clattered long by Çakır, and it goes all the way through to Gianluigi Donnarumma, all in black. The Italy goalkeeper had nothing to do so far. He will leave AC Milan this summer. The 22-year-old, the Serie A goalkeeper of the year for the season just gone, Donnarumma, strongly linked with PSG. As Florenzi, deep ball from right to left into opposition territory towards Spinazzola, who's getting forward to good effect in this first half so far. Now he takes a quick throw, smuggled away though by Çelik initially. Tufan for Turkey. Turkey just hanging on at the moment. They can't get the ball into the opposition half as Tufan does play it into Italy territory. Chiellini gets across, and you've got to remember this Italy side coming into the match hadn't conceded a goal in 785 minutes of football. You have to go back to October last year for the last time Italy conceded a goal, Dean, and you can see why in these early stages, though it is still 0-0.
How very Italian is that? I think Mancini, that'll probably please him the most. And so far, Turkey haven't even looked like creating anything at the moment, and they've got to be braver. When they do win the ball back, they've got to try and play their way through.
Here is Florenzi. Forward down the right-hand channel, the far side, gets it back from Berardi. Berardi has to retrieve a loose pass. Florenzi, corner of the 18-yard box, dinks in a delivery, smuggled away by Çelik, comes back to Florenzi, again corner of that 18-yard area, further wide right is Barella, back to Florenzi once more, sea of red shirts in front of him, on this lush green surface, as we look from just to the left of the halfway line, live on Talk Sport, live from the stadium. Berardi robbed of possession, this time by Çalhanoğlu, and now what can Turkey do on the counter? They don't break at any great pace. Yazici has to knock it back to Soyuncu with the white boots on, a bandage on his left wrist, and he will see it back to the goalkeeper Çakır, who has probably been Turkey's outstanding player so far, with that wonderful save to deny a thumping header from Chiellini.
Çalhanoğlu doing his work defensively, but this is what we need him in the team for, is range of passing. His beautiful pass just gone out of play from Çelik, but he needs to try and get into the game. He is their star man as far as I'm concerned. He's got to try and find some space and offer himself.
Remember, every game of Euro 2020 live across the TalkSport network tomorrow. Wales, Switzerland at 2 on TalkSport. Denmark, Finland on TalkSport 2 at 5. Belgium, Russia at 8 on TalkSport. Belgium are the side who'll fancy their chances, of course, ranked at number 1 in the world by the FIFA rankings. Little flick by Yazici out to the near side, and Karaman with the red boots on shuffles the ball forward towards Burak Yilmaz, who is Turkey's main goal-scoring threat, you would have to say. 35-year-old, 29 goals for his country, and only Hakan Şükür, the legendary Hakan Şükür, has scored more goals in a Turkey shirt, but there Yilmaz was offside, and Italy have a free kick midway inside their own half the field. Whistles from the crowd. Everywhere you look, colour, flags, as Insigne tries to play the ball square, smuggled away this time by Yakuşlu. Now Tufan, the number 6, back to the left-back position, and Meraş. Turkey have no time on the ball, Dean, at the moment. Italy are pressing them so high.
They are. They've been fantastic, and that's down to the forward players and midfield players making sure if they do give the ball away, they hunt in packs and they don't allow Turkey to settle. And so far they've just struggled to get out, and eventually they end up just hitting one forwards, and that is then when Chiellini and Bonucci have been super aggressive.
It's still Turkey 0, Italy 0, with 26.5 minutes played. Dean and I will be bringing you commentary from Rome for all of Italy's Group A matches. Of course, they meet Rome next, and then Wales in the final round of matches in Group A. Heavy touch by Berardi in the right-wing position. Out of play it goes for a throw. Just a sense of a little bit of frustration from the Italy supporters. They heavily outnumber their Turkish counterparts, of course. There are about 2,000 Turkey supporters in the northeast corner of this bowl shed. Are Italians, and 1 or 2 whistles as Turkey with Merash, float the ball long up towards Yilmaz, who has hardly had a glimmer of even a half chance so far, and it's picked up by Spinazzola midway inside his own half for Italy.
Yeah, they've got to be patient, haven't they, this Italian support. They have been the better side in this first half. They've pinned Turkey back, but Turkey are difficult to break down because of that 5 in midfield.
Insigne out to the left-hand side, and Spinazzola got the wrong side of Celik, but Karaman was tracking back well again, the Turkish right-sided player wearing number 9. And now Spinazzola having to hold the ball up level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Back he goes to Locatelli. Locatelli looks a little indecisive, doesn't know where to go. Rolls the ball to the halfway line, and Chiellini to Bonucci, the two centre-halves with well over 200 caps for Italy between them. Now Jorginho, midway inside opposition territory, the deepest of the 3 midfielders, finds Berardi, steers it wide to the far side of Florenzi. Now Barella, it's a good move this. Barella crosses from the dead ball line, headed away by Yokushlu, out of play for an Italy throw, far side of the field. It's taken quickly by Florenzi. Sets up Barella square. Barella inside the 18-yard box, goes down. Loose ball comes out to the edge of the D. No penalty again, says the referee. Insigne twisting and turning. Attack v defence. Turkey with 7-8 players behind the ball, all in red. They're defending the edge of their own 18-yard box. Can Italy find a way through? Barella, 25 yards out, hammers it high over the top, and it careers into that empty blue running track, that former running track behind the goal, and it's still 0-0.
Well, that was very, very clumsy, and there is a penalty check from VAR because Barella brilliantly just got his body in between him and Yazici.
No penalty.
And he was definitely looking for it, so he had his eyes on Yazici, looking to bump into his body almost and go down. It was very, very clumsy though. Probably just not enough for it to be a penalty.
Italy have been the better side, and they have a great record at the Stadio Olimpico, but it's still 0-0. Spinazzola driving up towards the edge of the D. He ran a long way, the left fullback. He's playing as a left winger virtually in this first half. Certainly inside the first 30 minutes that we've had so far, as Turkey finally win themselves some breathing space. A free kick just shy of halfway. The Turkish head coach, Şenol Güneş, in an all-black suit and a red tie, is apoplectic on this near side. He's hopping up and down, and Turkey have just got to try and retain possession a little better than they have been doing, or otherwise surely it's inevitable that Italy will eventually break them down, as Italy win a free kick 15-20 yards from halfway. Yilmaz again is offside.
I mean, Italy are trying to utilise the space in wide areas with Insigne and Spinazzola, especially on the left-hand side. Well, I have to say, Yokushlu has been brilliant. He just drops in to make a back 5, and he's won a few headers now at that near post when the ball's been floated in. I think West Brom fans wish they could have had him for the whole season.
Yep.
He plays that role very, very well, that deep line midfield role, spotting danger and getting himself back and slotted into the back line.
He's unheralded, isn't he, Dean Ashton? That's for sure. Here is Spinazzola, left wing position, taking on Celik. Spinazzola gets past him, plays it square. Insigne, edge of the box, angle very tight. They'll have to cross this in, and it's gone behind, off Yokushlu, right on cue, and Italy win their third corner of the opening game. It is Turkey 0, Italy 0, live from the Stadio Olimpico, right here on Talk Sport.
Well, that is the threat, isn't it? Down Italy's left-hand side, Spinazzola and Insigne have worked in tandem very, very well. Difficult for Celik to know whether to stay, whether to go with Insigne.
Corner taken short this time. Berardi back to the corner of the 18-yard box. Jorginho will swing it in, deep right-footed, punched away two-handed by the goalkeeper. Darting into a crowd of players there was Çakır, all in bright green. Very much the first choice Turkey goalkeeper these days. He didn't play much at all in qualifying, did Çakır. In fact, just a single appearance in qualifying, but has been a regular in recent times. Insigne for Italy, looking dangerous, ball sticking to his feet like glue. Threads it down the left-hand touchline. Berardi dinks in a high cross. Immobile underneath it, and Immobile has headed it wide. And Italy go close again, but not close enough to the opening goal, and it's a goal kick to Turkey away on the left-hand side.
And again, it's Insigne, brilliant little bit of play, little reverse pass just down the side, and then when it was clipped back towards the back post, it's probably one of the most difficult things as a forward. When you're pedalling backwards and the pace isn't on the ball, you trying to force the header, usually downwards. I thought that was the right thing for Immobile to do, try and head it downwards, but to get the pace when you're pedalling backwards, very, very difficult.
Dean Ashton scored plenty of headed goals in the Premier League in his days with West Ham and Norwich, and played for England as well. Haven't had a chance to do any five-a-side so far, have we, Dean? Although that's probably a good thing from my perspective, needless to say. We've seen a few nice-looking clay courts, though, haven't we? Because the Stadio Olimpico is located in this sports complex called the Foro Italico. Very historic, lots of monuments to regimes from the past, and also it's a massive clay court tennis centre. A real sense of this part of town, this part of the Eternal City, being a great sporting theatre. Turkey 0, Italy 0. Goal kick is taken short by Shakir, the Turkey goalkeeper. Turkey playing from left to right, though they've hardly had any sort of possession whatsoever in Italy territory, and Shakir has just hooked his clearance straight out of play for a throw to Italy in the right back spot.
Well, Italy have got to make sure they don't let this game just drift, because they have been the dominant side and they've got to keep pushing and pushing. And Turkey have got to somehow figure a way, when they win the ball back, how are they going to play through? Who are they going to look to turn and support Yilmaz? Because at the moment, just whacking it forwards is not going to work.
Boos and whistles again. Florenzi scoops the ball high down the right, headed away by Soyuncu, flicked up into the air by Merash, and then hooked over the shoulder of Jorginho by Tufan, and now Yilmaz down the left-hand side. He's got Yazici herring to try and reach him. Yilmaz into the penalty area, crosses right-footed, goalkeeper palms it away, Donnarumma, and it was just as well he did from a Italy perspective, because Turkey had a man racing into the 18-yard box to try and reach that loose ball, Çalhanoğlu, and had Donnarumma not made that intervention, palming it away, Çalhanoğlu would have got there. Turkey still coming forward. Yazici with his back to goal, smuggled away this time by Spinazzola, and Spinazzola has it once more in the left back spot, rolls it back to Donnarumma, the goalkeeper, who'd had nothing to do, Dean Ashton, in the game up until that point, but he had to be very alert.
He did, yes. I thought he could have just claimed it, but he didn't want to. Parried it out into a dangerous area.
10 minutes of the first half to go. The game is stretched. Barella, right-hand side, plays it back into the feet of Jorginho. Jorginho pivots, turns. Berardi, edge of the box. Berardi onto his left foot. Can't squeeze it through to Immobile, though. Turkey with just enough red shirts behind the ball, but they look exasperated. Yokuşlu bends double. Soyuncu throws his arms into the air because Yazici's just knocked it straight out of play, and Italy, all in white, can come again and launch another attack. 0-0.
Also, as they get frustrated and tired, they forget about Jorginho. They've allowed him now 3 or 4 times just to get the ball unchallenged, turn, and that's when he starts to really dictate. He's very good at playing them passes through your midfield into the forwards' feet.
Italy are used to winning matches, 8 on the spin coming into the tournament, and all without conceding a goal. Insigne with a little bit of space to drive into, 25 yards from goal, can't squeeze it into the feet of Immobile. It's come back though to Chiellini on the edge of the box, square to Insigne, curling effort straight down the throat of the goalkeeper.
He's been the player, he has been the one player for Italy that's got a picture in his mind of where the Turkey players are. He keeps finding these tiny little pockets of space, and he's fantastic at taking it on the half turn. He really does have great awareness in terms of where the players are, knowing he can take that on the back foot, suddenly turn and open a picture up, and just looking again, he's looking to curl that around the defender into that far corner, and again, too many red shirts in the way, taking the sting out of the shot.
Dean, we've got monitors in our commentary position, haven't we? And already some of the Turkish fans look in agony as they're watching on. There was a replay of a Turkey fan in a red shirt turning to his mate, putting his head onto his shoulder as if to say, I can't take any more of this. We're only 37 minutes into the tournament, so it's still 0-0.
This is what it does to you, doesn't it? This is what supporting your country does to you, because at the start of the tournament, everybody thinks they can win. That's the beauty of it. And then the realisation kicks in, and all of a sudden they're struggling against Italy, but they've got to believe that one little bit of play where Merash just beautifully flicked it over, and then Yazici did exactly the same, and suddenly they were away, and that's where that opportunity came from, where Donnarumma parried. They've got to be brave enough to try and play through, because they have got the quality to.
Pride and passion oozing from the stands, and certainly from the field of play as well. Great sense of anticipation, maybe nerves from one or two out on the pitch down below us, as Chakir smacks another clearance straight out of play, and Çalhanoğlu, who was on the halfway line, turns to look at his goalkeeper as if to say, give us a chance to keep the ball. At the moment, you would say Turkey will be absolutely delighted if they can get through the remaining 7 minutes plus stoppage time at the end of the first half, live on TalkSport, and get themselves into the half-time break here at the Stadio Olimpico with the score still 0-0 against an Italian side that is much fancied for the tournament. Jorginho on the halfway line, strokes it square to Chiellini. Chiellini playing almost like a midfielder, he's so far forward. Out to the left, the near side is Spinazzola. 10 yards from the dead ball line. Spinazzola twisting and turning. They're doubling up on the Italy full-back now. Chiellini, infield to Jorginho. 30 yards from goal. Out to Berardi. Berardi corner the 18-yard box. Onto his left foot. Curls it forward. Smacks it high over the top. Just for a second there was a flicker of my mind, Dean, that took me back to that famous Dimitri Payet goal at the start of Euro 2016 against Romania from a similar sort of position on his left foot, and Berardi loves to smack them goalwards on his left side, but this one was blazed high over the top, 0-0.
Yeah, it was snatched at, wasn't it, from Berardi, rather than controlled with his strike. But I don't mind that play. I think if Turkey are going to sit really, really deep, that is where you're going to have the space. 20, 25 yards out, you've got to be brave enough to take that on, but you've also got to have the quality as well. And if Turkey do sit as deep as they have done, you think eventually one of these Italian players is going to get it right.
Donnarumma, risky, with the ball at his feet. The Italian goalkeeper Yilmaz was hurtling himself towards him, and Donnarumma managed to shuffle the ball out to the right back spot and Florenzi, and now the game slows down and the danger is gone for Italy. They've had virtually no trouble defensively so far. It's been all Italy really, but it is still scoreless with 5 minutes of the first half to go. Remember, TalkSport's England coverage gets underway with commentary of England against Croatia on Sunday at 2 o'clock, live from Wembley Stadium. Mark Saggers your host, Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce and Sol Campbell, our England commentary team. I remember Jose Mourinho will be a big part of our tournament coverage as Euro 2020 continues. He was on the breakfast show earlier today. Clearance by Merash, out of play for an Italy throw, out on that far side of the field. The skies are very dark now, pitch black. It's an hour later here in Rome. Locatelli flicks in a delivery up high, but it's not directed well enough towards Immobile, and easy for Chakir, the goalkeeper, to come out and play.
No, but that's what you've got to do as a midfield player. If it's not going to work just trying to play through, well, what can you do to influence your attacking play? Well, you can go and find a different position. When you've got the ball, you don't have to stick to your position. Can you drift across into a space where Turkey players aren't expecting you to be? And that's what Locatelli did in that situation when he was able to turn. It was just a poor cross, but Italy and Mancini have realised that Turkey, they haven't really got any pace in their side, so they can squeeze nice and high up.
Here's Insigne in behind again, left wing position, plays it back to Locatelli, now Jorginho, again Turkey with everybody back behind the ball, bar the lone centre forward Burak Yilmaz, and lone is certainly the operative word. Florenzi, corner the 18-yard box, back it goes to Barella. The Turkey fans, 2,000 of them whistling. It's Chiellini, nudges the ball left to Spinazzola. Italy really building here. 0-0 the score. Spinazzola goes on the outside. He's into the penalty area. The angle is very tight though, and he can't cross. There's no space. Insigne, edge of the box this time. Nudges it back to Chiellini. The referee accidentally gets in the way. Advantage played because Italy have still got possession. Spinazzola down the near side. Dinks in delivery. Barella far post, can't reach it. Florenzi though will. On that far side, the Italy right, and the pressure is relentless now. As Florenzi crosses right-footed, it's over the heads of everybody inside that 6-yard box. Locatelli will keep it in. It's like a bombardment, this. Insigne onto his right foot, middle back heel, sets up Immobile, tries a 1-2 with Insigne. Turkey got all 11 players back inside their penalty area. Now Chiellini takes over, drives down the left, goes down, not going to win a free kick from the referee. He thought there was a foul by Celik, did Chiellini. Turkey clear, and they just can't get out of their own 18-yard box, Dean Ashton, let alone their own half.
No, exactly, it's brilliant from the Italians. Chiellini taking it upon himself because they're so deep, the Turkish side. He's getting plenty of the ball now, he's pushing forwards.
43rd minute, Italy forward again, all in white, they're relentless as they come forward with Berardi inside the penalty area. Immobile shoots, and it's straight at the goalkeeper.
Well, it's having to be so intricate because of the amount of bodies that are in the way from this Turkish side. It's having to be really intricate, and that was fed right the way through like a little needle through a shirt, and in the end Immobile, great opportunity to strike, poor finishes.
Turkey go away inside the penalty area for Turkey. It goes on the outside of Chiellini, and Yilmaz rather threw himself to the ground. I thought might be worth having a look at a replay of that, Dean Ashton, because it's a long way from our commentary position. Any contact between Chiellini and Yilmaz? Anything in that?
No, it's laughable, is what it is. Yilmaz, he's that desperate because he's barely touched the ball that he's having to resort to trying to deceive the referee. Basically just rubbed shoulders with Chiellini and threw himself to the floor with his hands flying forward like Superman. But anything but.
90 seconds of the first half to go, plus stoppage time. The former England striker Dean Ashton, alongside myself, Joe Shannon, in the Stadio Olimpico, where Italy frustrated so far. The score's still 0-0. They're on the attack again, though, the host side, with Spinazzola darting into the penalty area. Cross takes a deflection. Was that handball again? Once more, the referee says no. Insigne, right-footed curler this time, it's blocked. And all eyes once more on the Dutch referee, Danny McCulley, and the Italy fans making their feelings very clear. Loud appeals for a spot kick. Once again, it's not given. Turkey once more, everybody back. Spinazzola for Italy. They're camped in the Turkey half. Back it goes now to Jorginho. Digs it in towards Berardi. Tried to hit it on the volley, but he couldn't connect with it. It's gone out of play for a goal kick, and now the Italy players, 3 of them in white, surrounding the referee. VAR will be having a look at this all the time, Dean Ashton. Italy once again feel they should have had a spot kick for handball by Celik. What do you make of it?
Well, this is the one where when you see the wording of making your body unnaturally bigger, well, his hand was away from his body. It wasn't nice and tight, but it wasn't, I didn't think,
VAR
that far
is checking
away
for a possible penalty, and the check appears to be complete. It is complete. No penalty given, and those Italy players up in arms, quite literally.
No, not for me either. His arm isn't in a weird position. It's in a normal position for a defender that's looking to step across and block across. It's not high above his shoulders. It's not reached out really far. It's in a very, very natural position, but you can tell the Italians are getting very, very frustrated.
Roberto Mancini emerges from his position in the dugout, walks the 10 yards or so to the edge of his technical area, to the right of the halfway line as we look at it. Turkey have a free kick right at the end of the first half. We're into first half stoppage time on TalkSport. 0-0 the score. Free kick taken short, and the half-time whistle blows. And Italy most certainly setting their stall out in the first 45 minutes of Euro 2020, but frustration abounds. Still those Italy players upset with the Dutch referee, particularly after that last penalty appeal that was turned down after a VAR review. Spinazzola with the cross, it came off the hand of Celik. The officials said no. Chiellini meanwhile with a header denied by Çakır. Turkey have barely got out of their own half, but they have survived the first 45 minutes. Live on TalkSport at the break at the Olimpico. It is Turkey 0, Italy 0. Adrian, thank you. A change apiece, one for each side. Cengiz Ünder, who spent last season on loan from Roma at Leicester, on for Turkey. And it's Yusuf Yazici who's been replaced. And for Italy, a straight swap at right back. Florenzi comes off. and Giovanni Di Lorenzo of Napoli takes to the field for just his 8th Italy cap. The Italians get us underway at the start of the second period, playing from left to right now towards the south end of the Stadio Olimpico, all in white, and Turkey playing from right to left, all in red. Turkey with Çakır in goal, Çelik, Demiral, Soyuncu and Meraş, Yokuşlu holding, Karaman, Tufan, Under and Çalhanoğlu in support of Yilmaz. Italy, as Di Lorenzo caught by Under, the two subs going head-to-head, and Italy win a free kick in their right-back spot. Donnarumma in goal, Di Lorenzo, Chiellini, Bonucci and Spinazzola, Jorginho, Locatelli and Barella, Berardi, Immobile and Insigne. As Di Lorenzo shuffles forward and finds Berardi straight away, Berardi tries a return pass, Soyuncu slides in, and Italy win a corner right at the start of the second half. Dean Ashton, 0-0.
Yeah, and exactly why I think that change has been made, because of the space out wide, both left and right, for the Italians. So Di Lorenzo might just offer a little more in the attacking side than Florenzi.
Mancini is dispensed with his jacket at the start of this second half, the Italian coach, as the corner is taken short and the assistant puts his flag up. Well, Insigne tapped it towards Berardi, who must have been in an offside position.
Yeah, I mean, without any players on the post, from Turkey's point of view, he was offside. It's simple as that.
I can't remember seeing that happen before at a European Championship, Dean. And so Turkey have themselves a free kick. Plenty of the 16,000 in the Stadio Olimpico still making their way back to their seats. The fans are spread very cleverly all around the stadium, so it feels like there are far more in than there actually are. 2,000 Turkey supporters as we look across to the northeast corner of the Stadio Olimpico, where the floodlights are on, and still we've got all of the flags of the competing nations, an array of colour on that far side of the field on the opening night of Euro 2020, live on Talk Sport. It's Turkey 0, Italy 0, with 2 minutes in to the second half, and Turkey have a throw which Çağlar Soyuncu, with his hair tied back into a ponytail, will leave for Umut Meraş, the left back, to come across and take. What will Roberto Mancini have demanded from his Italy side in this second half, Dean?
Just a goal, because everything else about the performance was superb, and maybe just that change he wants, similar to the left-hand side, which was excellent. Spinazzola was offering plenty in that first half. I think he wants the same from the right-hand side, to really be able to stretch this Turkey team and be able to switch play and still have that attacking play down either flank, whereas Turkey, with their changes that they have made, doesn't surprise me. He's brought on some pace. Cengiz Under certainly has that in the times that I've seen him for Leicester when he has played. Nice and bright, plenty of pace.
Here is Under, near side of the field, the left wing. He skips away from Di Lorenzo, surely was body checked. The referee from the Netherlands, Danny McCulley, says no, and it's a goal kick to Italy away to the left-hand side, still 0-0.
Well, I can't see how that's not given. Di Lorenzo clearly steps across Under, who straight away shows that he's got that pace to get down the side. Should have been a foul.
Obvious to us, Dean, and we're 50-60 feet away. The referee is about 10 feet from it, just to the left of the halfway line, our TalkSport commentary position. It's such an honour to be here as Barella scoops the ball into the penalty area, and Immobile was chasing, but out comes the green-clad goalkeeper Çakır for Turkey. And Turkey, who came into this tournament 6 games unbeaten, remember, a lot of people fancy them to go far at Euro 2020. They've survived so far. It's still 0-0. Yilmaz has got to be offside as the ball is played through to him. We were right in line from that. The pass from Karaman from the halfway line, and the flank does indeed go up, and now Italy, playing from left to right, are on the attack. Di Lorenzo, near side of the field, early ball in towards the near post. It didn't reach Berardi, shrugged aside by Tufan, and Soyuncu has time and space to pop it out to the near side, the left wing. Infield by Under, heavy touch by Barella, who was then caught late. And what's the referee going to do here? He's going to come across towards where Meraş and Barella are rolling around on the floor. Who was at fault, Dean?
Neither. It was just a 50-50 that both went for. Ricocheted around, but it was a nasty collision. Almost scissored each other with their legs, both taking a whack to the hip and to the knee, and Merash is the one that's come off worst.
Here come the Turkey medical personnel with their PPE, the gloves on and red shirts. Merash lying on the field of play, the young left back who plays in France at Le Havre. It is Turkey 0, Italy 0. Opening night of Euro 2020. Live on TalkSport, very dark up ahead, little bit of a wind in the air now as we sit in the press area surrounded by colleagues from radio and television. There are television cameras and photographers right in front of us, dotted all around this historic stadium. Italy really doing everything but score in the first half. Can they finally make the breakthrough in the second? We haven't had a 0-0 draw in the opening game of European Championships since 1968, albeit Italy were involved on that opening day. Jorginho loses possession. Now then, Under can charge forward on the break. He's a long way from goal. Can he get past the defender? He can. He skips into the penalty area, goes for goal left-footed. It was from a very tight angle, and Donnarumma goes down to make a relatively simple save. But what a story that might have been for the one-time Leicester City loanee.
And what a mistake that would have been from Jorginho. Big sigh of relief as he got caught in midfield, and Spinazzola probably one of the players that could keep pace with Under, and in the end he did well just to shepherd him out wide to make sure the angle was tight. And again, when the shot came in from Under, there was a slight touch on it which again just took the pace off it. Donnarumma in the end simply gathered it.
Turkey fans loud and proud, 2,000 of them, as Italy launch the ball long up towards Insigne. The goalkeeper's headed that one away, brought down by Immobile, but he was sandwiched in between two red shirts. Turkey win it back, and now Merash from the left back position will steer it to the feet of Soyuncu. Soyuncu hoists the ball long up into the dark Rome night sky, and Italy win it back straight away, and they can come forward again. But Under looks to have given Turkey at least an injection of something going forward, Dean Ashton.
Well, it's what they need. What a pass that is.
Barella knocks it wide to the right-hand side, and it's Berardi inside the penalty area from a tight angle, and it's gone in! And Italy lead! An own goal from Demiral! And finally for Italy, the breakthrough in Rome, the breakthrough in the Eternal City. The first goal of Euro 2020 is an Italy goal, and it is Turkey 0, Italy 1, and my goodness how it had been coming.
And they've just been caught in a turnover of possession. But what a pass from Locatelli right through the midfield of Turkey. And then when it came to Berardi, he took his time, he put the defender on his backside, and then he just fired it across. He wasn't looking for anyone, he just absolutely fired it across at chest height. And poor old Demiral, he can't do anything. It's come too quick him to adjust his body, fires in off his stomach, and the deadlock is broken.
And it's gone in off a Juventus player. Demiral, the centre-half. Italy lead by a goal to 0, and now the Stadio Olimpico is alive again. 14,000 Italy supporters showing their joy, showing the passion, showing the emotion that tournament football brings out in all of us. We have the breakthrough on TalkSport. 8 minutes into the second half, Turkey 0, Italy 1. Berardi did the hard work, and it was thundered into the net off the chest of Demiral, who couldn't do anything about it. And now Turkey really do have, you feel, a mountain to climb.
Well, it's now time that they came out and actually tried to play, but will that open things up for the Italians?
Spinazzola charging down the left-hand side, and suddenly Italy are racing away, and the effort is blocked by the goalkeeper. Comes back to Spinazzola, and the overhead kick from Immobile is going to drop wide from inside the 18-yard box with his back to goal. He went for the spectacular, did Immobile. He is yet to score at a major tournament. He's a man of whom so much is expected, but Shaqiri had to make a good save to deny Spinazzola, and then Immobile couldn't get his effort on target. Still just 1-0 to Italy.
Well, listen to that noise. That is what's running through the players' veins now. It gives them a lift. You can tell the Italian players have been massively lifted from that goal, knowing that they've broken the deadlock, and they were unlucky. The shot from Spinazzola straight at Shaqiri.
That's the voice of the former England striker Dean Ashton. Italy fans hopping up and down. I'm seeing that famous Italian flag, red, white and green, being unfurled all around the Stadio Olimpico. And concern for Italy here because Barella is limping. He's gone down right in front of Roberto Mancini, and Italy will allow Barella to get some treatment here because the game has been stopped 10 minutes into the second period. If you've just joined us on TalkSport, we're the only British broadcaster in the Stadio Olimpico tonight. It's Turkey 0, Italy 1. Don't forget the sports bar will take your calls once we're off air tonight. Adam Cattrall and Gabi Agbonlahor will be with you. 08717 223344. We've got Wales live on TalkSport tomorrow against Switzerland. England, Croatia live from Wembley on Sunday. Scotland, the Czech Republic on Monday. The only place to be for every single game of Euro 2020 is across the TalkSport network. Now then, opportunity for Under to reach a raking ball down the middle. He's got to it. Right hand edge of the 18-yard box. There are two in red in the middle. Under crosses first time, it's blocked. Back it goes to Celik. Celik's delivery towards Karaman. Headed away by Chiellini. 1-0 Italy lead. And suddenly, Dean, the game is really stretched.
It certainly is. What a pass that is from Insigne.
Floating it forward towards Immobile. Too much on it. Cleared away by Chakir, the goalkeeper. You can't take your eyes or ears off this, and we are your eyes and ears on TalkSport. And Italy are breaking forward again. Immobile has got Insigne to his left, Insigne onto his right foot, he curls it goalwards, it takes a deflection, it loops over the top. It's a corner to Italy, and the 14,000 supporters were really expectant there.
Well, that was just a total mistake from Tufan. Just played the ball blindly back towards his centre-back, straight to Immobile, and in the end they didn't make the most of it. Immobile should have played that sooner. And then Insigne, for all his qualities, didn't want to take it on his left foot. Didn't want to just drag it and let it come across his body to take that shot with the left foot. He had to come back inside. And as soon as he did that, 2 or 3 Turkey defenders were able to get in the way.
Well, things are really hotting up now. Humid and muggy at the Stadio Olimpico, 24 degrees, corner to Italy, who lead 1-0, Insigne with it, hoisted up towards Chiellini, headed away by Demiral, whose own goal separates the two sides. Chiellini tried to go for goal on the half volley on the spin and turn from 35 yards out, and he barely made contact with it. But Italy, first the loose ball again, all in white. Locatelli drives it right-footed, and the goalkeeper, unconvincing there, Chakir, got his left hand to it, turned it behind, and Turkey really are riding on their nerves as we tick towards the hour mark on TalkSport. A second Italy goal would surely make the game safe.
Brilliant from Locatelli again. It was his pass for the goal actually that split the Turkey defence, and this time again finding himself with some good space, getting onto his right foot, looking to curl it into that far corner, along the floor, skidding along. Goalkeepers don't tend to grab them anymore. They don't take any chances, they just parry it to the side.
Behind the goal, away to the right, behind what was once a running track, now is a blue carpet. Those Italian flags are being waved. Corner to Italy, 1-0 they lead. Berardi in swinging left-footed, headed away by Demiral, comes out to the edge of the box, and Barella, who tried to spin and hit it first time on his right foot but didn't make any decent contact. Insigne though, the scourge of Turkey so far, left wing position, has it on the far side. Back he goes into midfield, and Spinazzola. Italy looking for the second goal that surely would put this game beyond their Group A opponents. Insigne, what a ball from left to right to find Berardi. All left foot though, no way through past Merash, who stood tall, but Tufan and Çalhanoğlu have got to be careful they don't give it away. They have done. Di Lorenzo from the dead ball line with time to cross, diving header away by Demiral, comes out to Berardi, who slices it well wide left footed. I think they wanted handball yet again there, Italy, but it was at such close range towards Çağlar Soyuncu, and Berardi's effort was miles wide in any case.
No, it was the wrong decision. It was the wrong decision. There was too many bodies in his way. To get that through 3 or 4 and end up in the back of the net was a big chance to take, rather than just settling it down, playing it just to the side for Locatelli or even to Insigne. It was a little bit selfish, a little bit greedy, that from Berardi.
The former England striker Dean Ashton is with me, Joe Shannon in the commentary box, Adrian Durham, our on-site presenter for all of the Group A games here in Rome, and our producer Sal Ahmad here as well. Di Lorenzo with the ball for Italy in the right back position. It's all one-way traffic. Italy, remember, unbeaten in 27 coming into today. They'd won 8 in a row coming into today. They hadn't conceded a goal in those 8 wins coming into today. They lead 1-0 against Turkey, in the opening match, and now they have a free kick as the clock ticks beyond the hour mark on the near side of the field, and Insigne and Berardi are hovering over it, and Chiellini and Bonucci, the veteran centre-halves, are coming forward menacingly to join this Italy attack. And Di Lorenzo is lurking there too, as is Immobile. Locatelli on the edge of the box, and hands on hips Berardi. Insigne wipes his sweat-glistened brow with his white shirt. Turkey have everybody back. Insigne will whip it in, right-footed towards the near post, well cleared away, this time by the skipper Yilmaz, who has not had a glimmer, not had a ghost of a chance to extend his Turkey scoring run. Yilmaz, the second highest scorer in Turkish history for the international side, but it's all Italy once more. It really is attack be defence at times. Locatelli, the number 5, forward to Barella, looking to spin and turn on the edge of the D. Sandwich in between two red shirts, risky back pass Soyuncu. Shaqiri clears. Italy are all over their opponents, Dean. Leading by a goal to nil, it could easily be more.
They've been outstanding, haven't they, the Italians? They've really pressed well as a team. They haven't allowed Turkey to get their head up, to play neat passes through midfield, to get support to Yilmaz. They've been excellent. They really have been excellent in terms of the work rate off the ball, and then they've shown the quality on it.
Berardi, near side the right, looking to come in field. What a job Roberto Mancini has done in turning around this Italy side. Of course, a long way to go in the context of the tournament, but they certainly come into it in rude health. 1-0 they lead Turkey. Live on Talk Sport. Little touch by Barella down the right-hand side to find Di Lorenzo on the overlap. His cross is headed away by Soyuncu. I wonder what Şenol Güneş, the very experienced Turkey head coach, makes of all this. Berardi, corner of the 18-yard box. He's slipped a pass into the feet of Insigne. Insigne pops into the penalty area for Immobile. Can he keep the ball in play? Was he offside? Yes, he was. Up goes that orange and yellow checkered flag on the near side of the field. Turkey have a free kick, and they have a bit of breathing space, but probably only for a couple of moments, Dean Ashton.
Yeah, and they haven't got to grips with Insigne. He's been excellent. He's just ghosted his way through the game without being picked up. Something they've struggled with. Could Yokushlu try and find him and attach himself to Insigne? Instead, I think he's more worried about getting back into the back line to stop and help with crosses.
Not only have Turkey never beaten Italy, they have lost all 4 of their previous opening matches at the European Championships. With Turkey in possession with Soyuncu. Those 2,000 supporters have gone a little quiet now. Almost all of them wearing the red and sometimes white shirts of Turkey. It's the Italian fans who've been in full voice for the most part in the second half, though there is a slight air of nervousness. It's only a single goal lead that Italy have. Turkey, I think, are readying a double change coming up very shortly. 2 players stripped and ready to come on in the red of Turkey. It's Çelik, looks for Under on the far side, tries to steer it back in field towards the onrushing Karaman, and it's cleared away by Barella, and the ball is picked up by Insigne on the halfway line. Somehow, smallest player on the pitch, he's squeezed between 2 challenges. Insigne on fire tonight as he wins a throw midway inside opposition territory. Dean Ashton, as a former striker, you must love seeing a player playing with such verve and confidence.
Of course, expressing yourselves in the most pressured of situations, and that's what these tournaments take. It takes players to be comfortable in this environment and express themselves, and Lorenzo Insigne has done. It's like he's got the freedom that he plays for Napoli with.
Double change here for Turkey, and Ozan Tufan is one of the players to leave the field. Kaan Ayhan, experienced, went into the 30s in terms of his Turkey caps, is the man to come on, and Okay Yokushlu's race is also run. He looked exhausted out there. Gets a fist bump from his head coach, and Yokushlu's replacement is Irfan Kahveci, who plays his football at Fenerbahce and has never scored a goal for Turkey as they seek an equaliser here at the Stadio Olimpico. Italy leading by a goal to nil live on Talk Sport. Wales against Switzerland live from Baku tomorrow, so the other 2 sides in Group A going head to head. That's live on Talk Sport from 2 o'clock. Nigel Adley, Dean Saunders, your commentary team. Hugh Woozencroft is our on-site producer, our on-site presenter in Azerbaijan, excuse me. And Dave Williams is our on-site producer, getting the interviews and the colour and the build-up ahead of Wales's first match at Euro 2020 after their fantastic run to the semis at Euro 2016. And then, of course, on Sunday, England underway at Wembley against Croatia, live on TalkSport. Insigne, midway inside Turkey territory. 20 minutes into the second half. Italy lead by a goal to nil. Barella, 20 yards out, onto his right foot. Goes further wide to Berardi. Berardi crosses. Spinazzola at the far post. Chests it down. Hits it right-footed. Great save by the goalkeeper, Immobile! 2-0! And what a moment for Italy and for Ciro Immobile! A moment that he's waited for all his life, all his career. Finally, he has a goal for the Italian national side at a major tournament. Joy in the Stadio Olimpico. Up go the flags. The Italy players pile on top of Ciro Immobile. Roberto Mancini, very little reaction from him, but he'll be beaming inside. And surely, Italy now well on the way to victory in the opening game of Euro 2020. And it's Ciro Immobile who has the second goal. Turkey 0, Italy 2.
Well, you don't win a golden shoe unless you have got a striker's instinct. And he's done this all his life. He's followed in on a goalkeeper in his sleep, Immobile. And he just does it again in the biggest of moments. When that shot comes in from Spinazzola, they overloaded the left-hand side and got it to Spinazzola, who took it on his chest, volleyed it through an array of red bodies. Goalkeeper makes a great save, and then as a striker, that's what you do. You follow in, you have that instinct, and he's got his reward. Immobile side-footing it past the goalkeeper.
And is that surely game over, Dean? Even with a quarter of the match left, the way that the game has panned out, Italy completely dominant, and a 2-0 lead live on TalkSport is the least they deserve.
But this is football, Joe. This is football. Anything can and has happened, but it has been a magnificent performance from Italy. They really haven't let off at all. They've not allowed Turkey to even have 2 or 3 minutes of a breather. They've just been on them constantly. It's been brilliant.
A performance to raise even more eyebrows, perhaps. Italy talked about in the build-up, and if they were to avoid defeat tonight, which surely they're going to do, they'd be just 2 more matches away from the unbeaten record of 30 set in the 1930s for the Italy national side. Turkey on the attack, a rare attack. Celik midway inside opposition territory. Not sure what that huge bang was, as Merash crosses, and it's blocked off at the near post by Lorenzo, and I don't think that was anything to be too concerned about. Just see a little bit of white smoke coming up in the distance, but no concerns. Corner to Turkey then, who trail by 2 goals to nil. Çalhanoğlu whips in the delivery, and the referee had spotted a foul, and it's a free kick to Italy inside the 18-yard box. 2-0 they lead, and imperious really so far, Dean Ashton, at both ends of the field. The way that they've pinned Turkey back in this second half, got the 2 goals, but you can see why Italy are so difficult to break down.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, when you've got that experience of Bonucci and Chiellini, and even Donnarumma's got plenty of experience, the goalkeeper, then they will sense if, as a side, you're nervous or you're sat off, and they'll be able to squeeze, they'll be able to adapt to the opposition, and I think they have done very, very well. And Yilmaz just hasn't had the support to test them, and it's been very, very comfortable from the 2 experienced centre-backs, as Chiellini again shuffles 5 or 6 yards up the pitch as soon as the ball goes backwards from Turkey.
36, Chiellini, winning his 108th cap tonight for the national side. He's closing in on Dino Zoff's number 6 position in terms of all-time record with caps for Italy. Turkey 0, Italy 2, just over 20 minutes to go. Çalhanoğlu on the ball. Turkey playing towards the end that houses their 2,000 supporters. Merash in possession for them. Crosses high, left-footed. Under at the far post, leaves it for Zeki Celik. The right-back cuts onto his left foot, plays it towards Yilmaz. Yilmaz with his back to goal, tried to spin and turn. Celik tried to dink in the delivery. Italy this time had enough white shirts behind the ball to get it away. And Berardi, very calm and confident in possession. He's just gone cross-field, high into the air, along the edge of his own penalty area. It just shows you the belief that these Italy players are playing with. Roberto Mancini, a solitary figure on the edge of his technical area with his arms folded. He was very calm and composed in the build-up, Mancini, as you'd expect. He said, we can't get too carried away, we just need to play our game. Well, Italy have played their game tonight, and certainly for the first 70 minutes it's worked and then some. Barella over the halfway line, charging forward at great pace. He couldn't squeeze it through though to Immobile. Demiral will send it back to his goalkeeper, and Turkey have possession again, but not for much longer. Demiral's clearance is poor. It's come back to Berardi. Now Barella, Italy at walking pace. They no longer need to force the issue. Di Lorenzo, the substitute, hugging the near side touchline, midway inside Turkey territory. Do Turkey look, some of these Turkey players look spent, Dean, with all the exertion that they've gone through over the course of 71 minutes, where they've been pulled from pillar to post by Italy at times.
I'm not surprised. It's physically and mentally draining when you're being penned into your own half. Defensively, having to keep concentration, very, very taxing. And yeah, they look as if that fight's gone, doesn't it? That second goal.
And Italy are looking for a third, with Berardi near side touchline, plays it back to the edge of the box. Immobile trying to flick it into the feet of his teammate with his back to goal. Now Barella takes up the cause, wearing number 18. Lots of fluid movement about this Italy side. They're all so comfortable in possession. It's an Italy team which Mancini hopes will combine that traditional sturdy defensive base with a newfound attacking flair. So much space for Spinazzola on the far side. Berardi hooks it high down the middle. Spinazzola, arms outstretched there, Dean, as if to say, why didn't you go towards me?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, there was a few olays in there as well from this Italian crowd, which is a fraction premature, I would say, but they've been that dominant.
2-0 they lead. Barella juggles the ball over the head of Ayan. It's come back down towards this near side, and Berardi, and a free kick to Italy, 5 yards from the corner of the 18-yard box on this near side of the field.
Well, I think that's probably the one thing Mancini would have said, that he wanted more from the right-hand side. Berardi obviously taking off Florenzi and bringing on Di Lorenzo, and it's made a difference. Berardi's been excellent. Obviously picked ahead of Chiesa, and you can see why.
Talking of substitutions, Brian Cristante is ready to come on, a Roma player, so he knows the Stadio Olimpico well, and it's a standing ovation, you can hear it probably, for Manuel Locatelli from the 14,000 or so Italy supporters. The Sassuolo player takes a long walk to the near side touchline, a hug for Cristante from Locatelli, and one of the standout players in Serie A this season walks back towards the Italy bench. These Italy fans have been so expectant in the build-up to the tournament, and can they surely seal the points here in the first game of Group A, the first game of the tournament, if they can get a third from this free kick. Insigne whips it in low, it's a poor delivery, and steered away by a sliding Yilmaz, and Yilmaz picks the ball up midway inside his own half. You've got to feel for the front man, Dean, as a former striker yourself at Premier League level, and you played for England as well. It must be so tough when you're not getting the service. Well, he might get some service here, because Under racing down the right hand side. Can he tease out across? He pulls it back towards Yilmaz. Chiellini gets there first and gets it away.
Well, you can just, it's so frustrating playing that lone striker role. It's something that a lot of players have had to get used to over the last decade, as it's become a favoured formation to have just one striker, and you're right, he looks like he's well,
that's a high ball up towards Karaman, who got a flicked header, just the faintest of touches from the edge of the 6-yard box, and it did force Donnarumma into a save, but the goalkeeper, dressed all in black, his handling was good, and it was in the end a simple stop for the soon-to-be former Milan goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was just eased out of it, which is why he couldn't quite get the header in, Karaman. But that hasn't happened enough. We haven't seen enough from the other players in this Turkey side to get beyond Yilmaz, but that's because Italy have been so good and so dominant and pressed so well that they just haven't been able to, and actually you can see the difference in quality between the two sides.
We've got 15 minutes to go on Talk Sport, the opening game of the European Championships. 08717 223344 for the Sports Bar tonight with Adam Catchell and Gabiag Bon-Lahore. They'll be looking ahead to the home nations, getting their campaigns underway as well. Wales do that tomorrow, live on Talk Sport against Switzerland. England on Sunday against Croatia. Scotland on Monday. Here's an opportunity for Spinazzola, left-hand edge of the penalty area. Angle was tight, he just took one touch too many, and Under got back to nick it away from him, and Italy have a corner on the far side in front of the south curve, the south end of the stadium.
I mean, he's offered himself so often, Spinazzola, on that left-hand side. He's really recognised that that's where the space is and that he can be the player to overlap. And he's been excellent as well. Obviously, it was his strike that led to the rebound from Immobile.
Another change for Turkey. And it's Halil Dervishoglu, a member of the newest squad to reach the Premier League. Brentford has come on. Corner that Insigne will take into the near post, headed away by Yilmaz. Dervishoglu on, and it's Karaman who has gone off for Turkey. And Turkey here, I suppose, Dean Ashton, of course they want to try and get back into the game, but they'll also be wary of conceding too many goals, because as we know, at major tournaments, goal difference can often play its part. And of course, when you're looking at third place teams, the top 4 third place teams will reach the knockout stages.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great point. I don't think you would necessarily be thinking that as a player. You'd be thinking, can we get back into the game? How can we affect the match itself, rather than we don't want to concede any more goals because we're worried about third place. But what's important is that the likelihood is that Italy will beat Switzerland, will beat Wales. So Turkey have got to try, and if it ends like this, have to think, well, actually, you know, we're playing against the other two for that second spot or that third place.
Spinazzola's been superb on that far side, the Italy left back. He's played like a left winger half the time. It was seen as a race between him and Chelsea's Emerson to see who would play in that opening match. Spinazzola started the final warm-up game for Italy. He had been struggling prior to that with injury, but he has looked excellent, the Roma man. Insigne threading into the penalty area for Cristante to substitute. Low ball in, it comes to Berardi at the far post. Now Barella on the edge of the penalty area. Can he get a shot away? No, he can't. Tried to go square to Immobile, who was equally crowded out, and in the end the flag goes up. 12 to go, Turkey 0, Italy 2, live on TalkSport.
That's what they have done well, Turkey. They've not allowed that ball to be played between the two centre-backs, or as soon as it's then been played backwards from a wide area, they've squeezed really well, and they've not allowed Italy to play through the middle. But clearly out wide is where this game has been won from an Italy perspective.
And there is strength in depth in this Italy squad. They've done all this without Verratti. Poor clearance by the goalkeeper. Falls to Barella. And now Immobile, edge of the D. And now Insigne, right-footed! Insigne scores! It's 3 for Italy! It is a dream opening night for Roberto Mancini's side. What a start to Euro 2020 for Italy, and what a start for Lorenzo Insigne, the crowning glory, curling it beyond the goalkeeper. Italy showing their class and showing that they are very much to be taken seriously as this tournament goes on. It is Turkey 0, Italy 3, and it is as comprehensive as it gets.
Well, if he wasn't man of the match before this goal, he definitely is now. Brilliant. It's a poor play from Turkey, trying to play out, poor pass, and once it was won back, as it has been many, many times in this game, it was a bad mistake by the goalkeeper. But as they worked it, Immobile, really unselfish, plays it towards Insigne. And this, like the first half, was an identical opportunity to open his body out and really rasp it with a little bit of curl just outside the post, curling back in. He was not going to miss that, and he's deserved it. He's been fantastic.
Italy's credentials on show. That was Lorenzo Insigne's last touch of the ball in the game, and the subs are applauding him, which you don't see that often. Federico Chiesa, son of the former Italy striker Enrico, will come on, and it's Ciro Immobile, another of the scorers, who will also leave the field, and on in his place Andrea Belotti, who was the top scorer for Italy during qualifying for Euro 2020 with 4 goals. I have to say, Dean Ashton, 10 minutes to go, 3-0 to Italy. I mean, not only are we going to enjoy seeing them in Group A over the next 10 days or so, but really for Roberto Mancini, he must be thinking this couldn't have gone any better.
No, he'll be absolutely delighted. I mean, able now just to rest a couple of his top stars just for the remainder of this game, but he'll be so pleased with the attitude, the application. Before you get to the quality, the application from this Italian side has been magnificent. The way that they've pressed Turkey, not allowed them to even think that they could win this game. It's been impressive to watch, and I think it's a little warning to the rest of the teams in the competition that this Italian side really, really do mean business.
They lead by 3-0. And of course, things could still change as Group A goes on. Wales and Switzerland will want to have their say, and of course there's still an opportunity for Turkey, but they were many people's dark horses, and Turkey have been outclassed tonight, completely outplayed.
They have, but like I said earlier, this can happen. They've been outclassed. Italy have turned up and been absolutely at their best, and sometimes you have to hold your hands up and say we've just been beaten by a better side with more quality. They've got to try and get over this very quickly, as you have to in tournament football, because they could easily go on and win their next 2 games and qualify. So it's try and lick your wounds and come back stronger in the next game for Turkey,
which is against Wales on Wednesday the 16th of June in Baku, live on TalkSport. Remember, every game of the tournament will be across the TalkSport network, and then Turkey finish with Switzerland in Baku on TalkSport 2 on Sunday the 20th of June. That day, Dean and I and Adrian and Sal, our producer, will be here in the stadium for Italy against Wales. What an occasion that could be. 3-0 to Italy in the 83rd minute. Chakir, the goalkeeper, with a token clearance, and not for the first time he hooks it from right to left straight out of play.
Well, it was his mistake for that 3rd goal, as you were just saying, when goal difference could come into play. It was a poor mistake trying to clip that over to the fullback and giving it straight to Berardi.
Donnarumma, the goalkeeper, on the ball for Italy. Plays it forward towards Chiellini. Spinazzola out of the left-back position. He tried to flick it forward towards the run of the recently introduced substitute Chiesa, but he couldn't get to the ball. Lots of competition for places for Italy in that forward line, Dean, as you and I were remarking before the game, but it's hard to see Mancini switching things up from the start for that next game against Switzerland.
No, and that's what you've got to do as players, and that's what you want to see as a manager, is great performances, and then the other players have got to fight their way in, and they've been brilliant. Not, like I said, not only with the quality of that front three, but their work rate has just been outstanding, and I think it's something that Mancini has clearly worked very, very hard on, getting back to what made Italy so great in the past, which is, as a team, being very, very difficult to break through, and that starts from the front.
He's got a very impressive team of assistants in his camp, Roberto Mancini, including Daniele De Rossi, the World Cup winner of 2006. And there might be a problem for Berardi here, clash of heads with Merash, the Turkey left back, and I don't know whether it was, I think it was how he landed Berardi, wasn't it?
No, this was the old garden rake down the back of the calf. He actually, as he flew towards to win the header, as he's gone to land, which he can't really control because he's not looking, he's looking to win the header, he's then just raked down the back of Berardi's calf, which is why he's rolling around in a little bit of pain, and now he's been taken straight off.
Garden rake, is that a technical term?
Well, it's because that's the sort of mark that's left on your calf.
That was a terrific way of describing it, and it's exactly how it looks. The change for Italy, as you say, Dean. Berardi goes off, and it's Federico Bernardeschi of Juventus who comes on for Italy. Bernardeschi's inclusion in the Italy squad was a little controversial, despite his experience, because he didn't score for Juve at all across the year, but of course Juve had a below par year under Andrea Pirlo. Bernardeschi's first touch is to whip in a free kick, and I tell you what, that flicked off the right boot of Yilmaz. It could have gone anywhere. In the end, it's gone behind for a corner to Italy, their 8th of the game. 3-0 they lead in the 86th minute, and the atmosphere, Dean, isn't quite subdued, but I guess the Italian fans are so confident of victory now.
Yeah, you're right. It would be nice to hear a little bit more, wouldn't it? A little bit more atmosphere, a little bit more of a festival atmosphere at the end of what's been a magnificent performance from their side.
Bernardeschi will go across to take the corner, left-footed, out-swinging, whipped into the penalty area, good header away by Demiral, and then the referee spots a foul. It's a free kick to Turkey. Remember, 08717 22 33 44 for the sports bar. Once we're done here in the stadium, you can have your say on the opening game and of course the tournament to come. So much planned across the network for you this summer over the 31 days, and once we're done here, the 50 matches that will still be left. Comprehensive coverage of the home nation. Jose Mourinho is part of our coverage as well. We've got it all covered. Now then, what's the referee seen here? Free kick, a foul by Barella on Çalhanoğlu, and Çalhanoğlu, one of those Turkey players who plies his trade in Serie A with Milan, but he's not had a look in, really.
He's not been allowed to. That's why. That's because Italy have been so good, and I think we've got to take that into account. I don't think you can be too critical of Turkey because of how good Italy have been, and it's more we need to praise Italy than put down Turkey.
Layoff by Belotti out towards Barella on the near side, the right for Italy. Bernardeschi takes up the charge, Shaban headed, he cuts infield onto his favoured left foot, tried to play it wide right. Celik was miles out of position again, the Turkey right back, but in the end it's cleared by Demiral, who bails out his teammate. Good little bit of skill by Barella to juggle the ball over the man in red, Merash, and then Soyuncu, and sort of goes straight through the back of Bernardeschi, and he gets a yellow card for his troubles, and Italy have a free kick.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of frustration from Soyuncu, just leading with the elbow slightly as he went to win that header, and caught Bernardeschi just in the back of the head. Was a yellow, definitely wasn't a red, but he just lent with the arm.
A frustrating night for the Leicester man. Bernardeschi will take the free kick from the near side. He's just having a quick word with Mancini. It's a few yards infield. 3-0 to Italy. 2 minutes of the game in terms of normal time to go. And Bonucci's come forward, and so too Chiellini for Italy. They've still got quite a lot of height in this team. Bernardeschi's going to whip it high and deep to the far post. He's blazed it way too long over the head of Bonucci. Behind it goes for a goal kick. In fact, the ball went so long, again, it went into what used to be the running track behind the goal. There's a big distance between the goal and the stand away to the right. But really, for an opening game, Dean, can't really knock Italy too much.
No, I mean, look, we were thinking maybe just at the start of the second half, I was thinking, please don't continue where it's a frustrating night and there's no real breakthrough or drama, but in the end, Italy have been more than comfortable and deserved the 3-0 win. They've been that good and they have really entertained us. It hasn't been a 1-0 performance, it's been much better than that.
It's a 3-0 lead they have as Dervishoglu slides in through the back of Barella. Maybe a frustrated lunge that. It's a yellow card again that's coming out of the pocket of the Dutch referee. All of the frustrations for Italy of the first half are long forgotten now.
Yeah, I think even you've been looking forward to the tournament for so long for these Turkish players, but now you just want to get off the pitch. You can't wait for it to end when you're 3-0 down in the opening game and it feels like there's only going to be a fourth rather than a consolation for yourselves.
Down below us, in the gap between the dugouts and the field of play, Şenol Güneş, the Turkey head coach, stands with his arms folded, looks distinctly unimpressed. Jorginho for Italy looks to set up Belotti with his back to goal, the number 9. Put in from Demiral, who was very unfortunate to concede that own goal. The opening goal of the game, no blame can be attributed to him for that. Bernardeschi, corner of the penalty area. Italy have continually got men over on their left, the Turkey right. Jorginho pops it back to the near side of Barella. The assistant has just come out with that electronic board, and he puts it high up into the air, and we are into 3 minutes of added time at the end of the game on Talk Sport. Turkey 0, Italy 3. And the supporters in Rome, the vast majority, have thoroughly enjoyed themselves. No movement in the stands. 16,000 in. One or two of the Turkey fans look to be heading for the exits, perhaps understandably. Shakir with a poor clearance for the umpteenth time. The Turkey goalkeeper straight out of play for a throw. Up comes Roberto Mancini again to the edge of his technical area, hands in pockets. He will be keen to stress, Mancini, no doubt, that improvements are required for Italy, even despite this very impressive opening game. But he will be absolutely delighted with how it has gone for his team. Opportunity for Italy on the left-hand side. Spinazzola, can he spin and turn and cross? Plays it back to Jorginho. Now Di Lorenzo just inside opposition territory, about halfway through the 3 added minutes. Bernardeschi from the near side. Italy popping the ball about neatly now. And Dean Ashton, I don't think there are any olays from the crowd at the moment, but if there were, they'd be well warranted at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they look so comfortable, so confident. The confidence they'll take as well from this victory in front of their own supporters. I think it'll do them wonders for the up-and-coming second and third games, of which I'm looking forward to watching here as well.
Can't wait. It will be a pleasure. As Turkey come forward with Ayan, he sets up Çalhanoğlu, who finds Yilmaz inside the penalty area, and Yilmaz challenged by Chiellini. And doesn't that sum up the 36-year-old, his drive, his passion, his desperation to keep a clean sheet? He got a foot in just as it looked as though Yilmaz was going to score.
Oh, he's like Scrooge, isn't he? Just when you think Yilmaz, go on, get yourself a goal, you deserve it for your work.
Under with the corner, out swinging, a looping header from Demiral over the top. You're absolutely right, Dean. He is the scourge of attackers, the Scrooge of attackers, as you say.
Oh, he certainly is. It was a brilliant challenge as well. Right as he's about to take the strike, he gambles in terms of winning the ball, because it probably would have been a penalty if he didn't. And the way he celebrated with his side, that shows the mark of a defender that doesn't want to give anything away.
20 seconds to go. Bernardeschi back to Jorginho. 3-0 Italy lead. And maybe they're not done yet. Cristante looking to dart forward on the attack. He's got Belotti to his left. Chiesa lurking on the edge of the box. Belotti tries to go inside away from Celik. Can't get past him. And the final whistle blows. And Italy, on the opening night of Euro 2020, serve notice of their intent. An evening that began with Bocelli and a virtuoso display from the Italian side on the field. They are 28 games unbeaten. They won their last 9 matches without conceding. All 3 goals coming in the second half. Demiral, an own goal, and added to by Immobile and Insigne thereafter. A wonderful night in the Eternal City for the supporters here of Italy in Rome. For Turkey, a night to forget. But Group A has started with a bang for Roberto Mancini's side. It finishes on Talk Sport. Turkey 0, Italy 3.